Mike's also playing at Sam, and Jake and Kane are at Mike linebacker. Reagan Upshaw's been hurt for a while now. We'll see if he's ready to go. Lonta Bentley's working at Will linebacker, and then Keith McGuire's. I'm kind of moving him around. Feel like he can do a little bit of everything. And Constantino's coming off of an ACL. That's what's
Coach Sweeney was particularly revved up about the potential of the scouts. Do you share his enthusiasm about his potential?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I don't think it's just potential. I think I'm taking the start on the field. He's now players. He's a ball hawk. He knows where it's going. Tremendous instincts. Other than Simmons is our most athletic guy, and has been the last few years. And he's one of our top couple of guys a year ago, but he was the one guy that was a viable red shirt guy. If we could get by, we had really good depth a year ago. And that's why we were playing, in place knowing that we're going to lose. We lose 4 guys for sure. And didn't anticipate 6 guys being gone from Trey and Shaq Smith in there. But just trying to plan ahead and wanting to developmental game and his best football was sitting right there. This year as a junior, thank goodness we were healthy enough to do he's the easy little biggest hitter. He's a natural contact hitter, knows how to play behind his pads, plays in and out of traffic extremely well, can fly, very athletic, tremendous change of direction, heavy hands, gets off of blocks. He's just a fabulous football player. I wouldn't call him a throwback as much as I always call him a dog. He plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. He loves every bit of it. He loves the grind. He loves the adversity. He knows how to respond, knows how to lead, takes great pride in putting the ball on every day, and understands what it looks like to play at a high level.
Is he a perfect example of kind of what that new 4-game red shirt rule, how beneficial it could be as far as his experience in being able to hold him back and get another full year?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm sure that was fun for him. He'd be the first one to tell you. Being able to get out there in some critical situations down the stretch, particularly I think there's a play in the Pittsburgh game or series or two. He got in a little bit later. But we manned him up on the slot on their wide receiver, and I told him before the game. I said, "Don't worry, I won't put you in that position." Sure enough, he's out there, and I put him in the position, and he looks at me and like trying to wave me off, and I'm like covering. But that's how strong I feel about him too. Just his ability can run and cover. But it's a great rule, and it benefited him. And I think it really gave him a shot in the arm going into, winter conditioning, things of that nature. And we didn't need him per se. We had a package for him in the national championship, some of their personnel groups. But I think it's a great rule for all the reasons you would expect, to help guys retain eligibility, because it is a developmental game. Everybody wants to speed up and get out of college, but in reality, they go to the NFL and take redshirt years because they're not quite ready. It's a man's game. The best players on the planet are in the NFL. You go in there, you make an impact, and you get out. That's your career. It's very short-lived, so you want to go in there and make the best impact. The biggest impact you can, and so developing the right way in college is the way to go. But it's going to really benefit Jamie and us being able to get redshirt out here. That's a group of guys. That threesome is smart and intelligent group that we've had. Isaiah's just coming around to his own. His best games of his career were the last 3 games from this last year, and that's really what you want to see out of any player, but it's not always the case. And but you saw him kind of a little bit rocky early in the year, just playing a new position and learning all the intricacies, and you learn through failure. And plenty of that throughout the year, but really came on and played outstanding against Pittsburgh and Notre Dame and Alabama. He's got the ability to play at a whole nother level this year, and he's having a great fall camp, but he's having a really good spring and a really good summer, and is really maturing too, and becoming a leader and understanding. Again, it's tough being a leader. You got to show up every day, and you can't be worried about being a guy's buddy and hurting people's feelings. You got to stand out there. Sometimes it's lonely, but that's part of the gig, and I think he's really understanding, what that's all about.
You expect to keep playing those three on special teams quite a bit.
We'll see. In a perfect world, if you're going to play some young guys, again, guys like Mike and Balin and Jake, and whether it's Vontae or Keith or Kane or Greg Williams, I'm just using backers. Reagan Upshaw, if he's healthy. That group of guys are a group of guys that, to me, if I can find them in something, they're runners and hitters, and they're all smart guys. So we need them to step up too, and then you manage that. You still want your best players on teams, and most important units, whether it's punt and kickoff, and you rotate guys in accordingly. But hopefully those guys are ready to go take jobs. That's why we played Skowski as a true freshman, and that's why we played Ben Boulware as a true freshman, because they're just runners and hitters, and they're heat-seeking missiles. They can find the football. You don't have to coach them. They just know where the ball is, and when they get there, they blow people up. Some guys get there and they start choking down and turning their face and bracing themselves, and that's okay too. They're just not quite ready yet. And if a dog's going to bite, he usually bites as a puppy, and some guys are that's very natural for them. And so we'll see with this new group of guys, and we're going to need those guys. I think linebackers in the secondary will make up a large percentage of all your special teams units. And so in order for us to play at a high level, particularly at positions that maybe we don't have as much depth, and some of those fringe guys got to do a good job of being able to contribute, at a high level, for special teams unit. So again, it's a strength, not just, we don't want to go out there and just survive and hope somebody didn't score a touchdown or block a kick. You want to go out and have it be a position of strength for you.
Is Kane Patterson, is he working at, where you're going to start him to begin with?
Kane's working at Mike linebacker.
Okay.
And then Keith's over at Will and Sam, and Vontae's at Will and Mike.
Okay. And then Vontae, he kind of has that reputation of being a hard hitter, like you were talking about. What do you like about his skill set right now?
I don't really know as much about the skill set because I haven't been able to work with him. I know he's about his business, and I know he's a very focused young guy. It's easy to see. You got this guy. Us coaches, it's fun for us. We can kind of label them, not in a bad way, but you just kind of label them based on your first impressions by them, just seeing them every day and observing them some, and then getting feedback from other players or the strength staff. And but Vontae's come in here very focused, very serious. He's not into all the riffraff. He's got a maturity about him and a focus that you really like, up to this point. And I know he's strong. That group of guys, it's a very focused group of guys that we brought in. Very serious. I walked out from upstairs and they're all in there huddled up watching tape. But that's the way. Anytime I've been in this building this summer, people have been in the meeting rooms every single day. I've been very, very encouraged. Just with the commitment, the leadership. That doesn't happen, if the guys aren't leading them into that room. But a lot of it too is they're kicking the door down too. They want a set of keys to watch the film, and again, that's a maturity and the value of studying the game and the system, and trying to learn it, and those types of things. So it's an ambitious group of guys that really look forward to coaching.
How much will happen?
How do you talk to your guys about handling pressure with all these expectations?
And they can't get any more pressure from expectations than what we apply to them every day. We put more pressure on them and try to define winning and losing every single play of practice. So I think it's easy for them to get away from us out there on the field, to be honest with you, comparatively speaking. We try to strain them so that it's second nature for them. I think Coach Sweeney does a great job of developing a mindset and a focus. It does take a mature group of guys to decide they're not going to listen to anything good or bad. Team-wise, have an ability, to put the focus where it needs to be, and so whether nobody thinks much of you or everybody thinks the world of you, it doesn't really matter. I think it's the same mindset that it takes to focus on what's sitting right in front of you, and and again, we create this incredible pressure on them every day. And so I think game day is really easy in many ways for our guys. And we don't have a monopoly on that, but that's what we do. It matters. Every single thing matters. From how you walk onto the practice field, or how you stretch, to showing up early, staying late, how you respond to adversity. We're trying to strain them at the highest level that you can, and trying to encourage them and help them and lead them, but at the same time, really try to strain them as well. So pressures and expectations, and I don't buy any of that ever. Never have.
How much does
Last question here.
How much does having DK just raise level competition for those corners that they're competing to start opposite AJ?
How much what?
How much does having DK just raise level competition for those guys competing for a starting
Well,
spot?
I'm sure it does. I mean, I don't know exactly on the Richter scale. I'm sure it creates a sense of awareness with the other players in the group. Like, okay, we got another long, athletic, explosive, instinctual, tough guy that's in the line, and I got to step my game up, and that brings out the best in everybody. Whether someone doubts you or you put somebody there to take your job, that pressure, I think, brings out the very best in people, and I'm sure I felt like it did. At times you could see it. Sometimes we were a little bit banged up and thin, which is why we moved him over there in the first place, just in case. And I'm expecting the best version of Kyler McMichael, and Mario Goodrich, and Andrew Booth, and Sheridan Jones. You guys are ready, and I'm so excited about those guys. It's a group of guys that care, that are tough, that are skilled. I think they have some, I think they have a skill set that you can do more than just one thing with those guys, and they got great pride and intelligence and all those things. So it's going to be a really fun camp. We got a great future with that group of guys there at corner in the secondary.
Thanks, guys.